we are making really good progress, but this time I want to make a program that would have a bug inside it. So let me create a file inside my folder, and I'm going to name the file as my first bug.py. Bug actually means that we have some sort of an undesired behavior in our program. So let me put up some comments. Okay, now let's get started with this one. Let's create a variable called as box, and let's assign the value of balloons to it. And let me print out a formatted statement saying that box contains, and the variable of box goes right over here. Let me just run this file, and we have the output that the box contains balloons. Now just watch closely what happens. I can also say box is equal to 10. Now this really doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to store 10 inside balloons? Balloons is a string, 10 is an integer. But if we try to print this, we are going to get an output. Let me copy and paste this line from here, just below this. Let me save it and let me try to run the program. And we have the output box contains 10. And this is because Python is a dynamically typed language. And this was the point where I really struggled when I was learning Python. But you don't have to worry about this. You can easily solve this problem by thinking in types. In this video, I'm going to introduce to you a concept which is called as type hinting. Let me put up a comment. So what type hinting really means is we always want to associate a type with our variables. And this will really help us to create robust programs and to take care of all of the bugs before we can actually run the program. Now let's start thinking in types. Let's create a variable called as food, and let us assign it a value of milk. Now I want to tell Python that food should always contain the value of a string. It cannot contain any other value. And the way to do it is by using a type hint. You can write a type hint right over here. Let me take it a little up. You can add a type hint right over here. So after the name of the variable, just put a colon. Then we can say this variable has to be of the type of a string, and just you can write str. So str means food variable is of the type of a string, and that's it. And let us print out a statement saying that let us do a formatted string. You can say Louis is going to drink. Inside the curly brackets we can say food, and just save it and run your file. And we have the output Louis is going to drink milk. We can reassign the variable food from milk to eggs, and then we can say Louis is going to eat. Let me save the file and let me try to run it, and we have the output Louis is going to eat eggs. Now this time if I say food is equal to false, let me just copy and paste this line. So let me just paste it right over here, save the file, and let me run it for the last time. But what's this? We still have the output. It's saying that Louis is going to eat false. False doesn't make any sense over here. So this is what we call as a bug. This is an undesired behavior. We don't want to assign false to our food. The way to take care of this is by using one more plugin which is called as Mypy. First thing, we need to install Mypy. I hope you installed Mypy in the beginning where I was discussing about the optional dependencies. If not, you can just open up your terminal. Let me clear all of this. And you can install Mypy by saying pip install followed by Mypy, and that's it. After installing Mypy, I want you to open up the settings. Again, you can open up the settings by pressing Command and comma on a Mac. It should be Control and comma on Windows. And here I want you to type Mypy. And I want you to click on this Python linting Mypy enabled. Just click on this one and that's it. Now you can see the code editor is highlighting false and it's saying that we have some sort of issue over here. If you just hover over false, it's going to say incompatible types in assignment. Expression has type bool, variable has type string. What it means is variable has the type of str. So if you refer the line number 20, we have assigned the type of string to our variable. That's what this error is trying to tell us. We have declared the variable as string, but in the expression we are trying to assign it a value of boolean. That's why it's not going to work. Or rather, it's going to work because Python isn't dynamically typed language. But at least in your code editor, it's going to show you that something is wrong. So you can see on the top as well, it's showing an error right over here as well. But if you save the file and if you try to run the file one more time, it's going to execute. You can see we are executing our Python program. So this is the thing with Python. Python is a dynamically typed language and it's not going to enforce the data types on the runtime. That is why to prevent such kind of bugs, we are going to use Mypy and we are going to use type hinting everywhere.